This is Shawn Irwin, your youth director with Darts Ontario, and welcome to episode 17 of Darts Ontario Let's Talk Darts. I wanted to talk to our youth players from past and present to see how they got into darts and their story to help inspire the youth dart players of today. Thank you to our sponsor, SSS Canada, for all their support in the Darts Ontario organization. Go to their Facebook page to see the high quality custom dart shirts, which you can order for your team or individually. During our last episode, I mentioned our next guest went to nationals 3 years as a youth player. Well, we'll have to wait for the guest, as now I'm with Robert Taylor, also known as Big Red, formerly of the Oshawa Youth Dart League and 2018 Mixed Doubles Canadian Champion. Thank you for taking the time to answer some questions so the dart community can get to know more about Robert Taylor, or as we say, Big Red. How you doing today, Rob?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Really appreciate you coming on to an episode of Darts Ontario. Let's talk darts. So, how did you get started playing darts, and how old were you when you started?
Oh, it would have been a few years ago now, but started playing with my cousin Colson. Just one odd Sunday, he asked me to come out and play with him. So I thought might as well give it a shot. And ever since then, I was hooked.
Yeah, I remember that day you first came out, and his little cousin he brought over, and you made a big impact. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So, who inspired you to play competitively? Was it Colson?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't have played without him.
yeah. Now, as a youth player, how often did you practice during the season, and did you practice during the off season?
Well, you know what? While I was playing darts, I was always in school, right? So I didn't really practice too much during the week, but weekends on Sunday for sure. And then preparing for Darts Ontario, me and Colson always played together, and we'd play almost every weeknight. So just try and push each other to make each other better. That's all.
And look at what happened. You both ended up going to nationals, separate years, but we'll talk about that coming up. Now, practicing is never fun as a regular game, but how did you guys make practicing fun for you?
Oh, we always would switch it up. We'd try and just push each other and kind of chirp each other a little bit, and always made it fun. Just playing in the basement, just whatever games, whatever we felt like doing. Always tried to make it a good time.
Yeah. Now, how did you push yourself, get yourself ready and get focused for a big match?
Well, for me to get ready, I always try to make things kind of, I don't know how to say it, but try and make things not so serious. Try and relax and just hang out, have a good time, talk to people, make friends, and then from there on out, just have fun playing the game.
Well, darts is a very emotional game, and sometimes you're playing that big game, and you're on the line and trying to control those emotions. How did you control those emotions during the game?
I always try to have kind of like a setup routine. So before I'd take a shot or before I would, before I'd try and make those darts count, I'd kind of take a breath, relax, focus, kind of not pay attention to what was around me and just look at it as me and the board, and that's about it.
Yeah, just kind of separate yourself from all your surroundings for sure.
Exactly. Just play my own game.
Yeah. Now, what's the best part of competing for you, and what's the most important part of darts for you?
Honestly, it's the people. The people make it what's worth. They make it. It's I always had a great time talking to everyone and getting to know people from all across Ontario, nationals, still friends with some of the people that we went to nationals with. And yeah, it's always the people that make things a great time. That was what made it for me.
Well, we always loved having you in the Oshawa League. Definitely, it was a great experience as you always helped the younger ones as well. So, always appreciated that.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
Now, after a good performance and the match is over, what's the one thing you like to do afterwards?
Hanging out and talking. That's it. It's making sure everyone's having fun, make sure everyone's got a smile on their face.
Now, sometimes we don't always win our games, but how did you get focused on the next match? So you lose a game during the round robin and you know you have to play another game. How did you get focused during that?
Just forget about it. You know what? You have a bad game every once in a while. It's the way it goes, right? So win some, lose some. Sometimes you lose more than win, but
That's
the
that's
way it
true.
goes. That's the way it goes. You just got to have fun with it.
Now let's look at some of your history with Darts Ontario. So in 2018, you finished first at your zones.
Yeah.
At provincials in 2017, you and your partner, Colson Morley, your cousin, finished second in junior doubles. In 2018, you finished second in senior doubles with your partner, Brianna Robia.
Yeah.
And in 2019, you were back on stage for senior doubles with Olivia Howell and you dropped the finals. Tell us
Yeah.
about being on the stage 3 years in a row in the doubles finals.
Yeah. Well, never got to win it, but it would have been nice to. But it was pretty cool. It was a great experience, especially like the first year. I totally did not expect anything out of that year. I just wanted to go there and have fun, play the best that I could. Honestly, I expected to get smoked every second, but hey, we ended up on stage. It was an amazing experience, and I loved it. I loved being up there. It was always fun, but nerve-wracking. But
2017 was a big year for Oshawa, as Colson ended up winning the junior finals over Ethan from Oshawa as well, and he went to nationals, which was great to see. But in 2018, for singles, you made Team Ontario and you finished second in Ontario. Tell us about your run to the finals, which you had to play Ryan Maidment from Ottawa, as you had some tough battles to get there against Connor from Brantford and Travis from Toronto. Tell us about some of those matches.
oh, the one that sticks out the most in my mind was against Travis. That was always he was the guy to beat for sure. And even the night before that, we played in the bursary shoot. I don't know if you remember that one, but the bursary shoot was a hard one. I went to that with no expectations because first of all, I was late to it. I was having dinner at the hotel there and ran across to make it. That was a rushed one, but ended up winning surprisingly. That was a tough one. And then even the next day, moving on, playing Travis, we went to 5 games, and that was a tough battle. We were knocking each other off the whole way down every single game. That was definitely one for the memory books for sure. That was a good game. And then up on stage with Ryan, man, we had some fun. I lost that one pretty good. I remember having what was it, double 10, I think. Missed it a couple times. But you know what? It happens. It was awesome. Great to play with them at nationals too. So
well, that was the main thing. You made stage, you're on Team Ontario, and that's everyone's goal. As much as it's nice to win the provincials, you got to go to nationals, which we went to Drummondville that year. And at nationals in 2018, you finished second for the America's Cup qualifier against your teammate, Donovan Pilon. But it was the mixed doubles where you and your partner, Brianna Robia, won the Canadian Mixed Doubles Championship. Tell us about those final matches with Donovan and you and Brianna on stage and the overall experience at nationals.
well, I'll start with the overall experience. Nationals there is nothing that compares to it. It is a great time. That's kind of your family. Like when you go to nationals, you'll never forget the people that you went with. What a great experience. I remember going to the Baton Rouge. That was pretty nice. But even just hanging out at the hotel, Donovan hanging out. He's always a funny guy. Zach and Ryan, we all shared that hotel room. That was a great time. But yeah, those final matches. I remember playing Brad from Newfoundland for that one. I still talk to him every once in a while, but that was definitely a nail biter for me for sure. I remember got right down to it. It was the last game. Me and Brianna were on our double. It was double 20, and I was stressing over double 20 all day because I loved that double. I was fine with it. It was right there for me being the taller guy. And man, I was shaking when I had to hit that. And funny enough, I remember just, okay, time to do it. I threw my dart, one dart, hit it. Couldn't believe it. Nailed it. It was amazing. And then playing Donovan, the America's Cup. Funniest match, I bet, for some people to watch because the whole time we're sitting there just laughing, talking to each other. Such a stress-free game, but he smoked me. He got me good on that one.
I remember that game very well because I ended up chalking it. So yeah, it was quite the match. He played incredible, and then he went to the America's Cup in Trinidad and won it all down there as well. So, but you did amazing getting to that finals for sure.
Yeah, that was awesome. Great experience.
So 2019 in singles, you made top four as you were a double away from making the team 2 years in a row. Take us back to that match in the semifinals against Michael Rouse of London.
Yeah. So what happened that game? I remember being so excited. I was like, oh, just need to get through the last one to make it. And really what happened was just me and Michael both. I remember the game. We were just banging out tons left, right, and center all the way down. You get a game, I get a game. Came down to, I think we went all the way on that one. I think we went best 3 of 5. I think we went right down to 5 games.
Yes, you did.
Uh, I remember having, what was it? I was on double 20, hit a 20, then double 10, hit a 10, got right down to double 2. And I remember missing that one quite a bit. But Michael came right down to it, beat me. That was a friggin' heartbreak and a half for me, but I loved that, seeing him going up there for his last year playing and everything like that. And yeah, it was awesome. Good to see him.
Michael won a big game while we were at nationals to help us win the No Door Cup.
Yeah.
He ended up beating one of the top players from BC. Can't believe I'm forgetting his name right now, but he's the one that won it the last couple of years. So,
Oh, Josh Wood.
Josh,
right?
yeah, he beat Josh in the No Door Cup
Yeah.
to help us beat BC. So it was a great match for him for sure.
Yeah. He's definitely a tough one to beat. That's awesome for him. Awesome for Michael to pull that one through.
Yeah. Now, is there any other success and memories in darts that you care to share?
Yeah, like there's a lot. Whether it be success or even losing games. Like I had, for one, nationals, I remember playing Josh, and everyone that weekend was just like talking about him. He was the toughest guy to beat. Him and Brad from Newfoundland. Playing those guys was definitely one to remember. Just seeing the kind of skill level that they were on and getting to play against them was really, really fun. And then even some of the blind draws and stuff like that at Darts Ontario, or whether it be just little tournaments here and there, was always a fun time. Just all those little memories. Even just playing on Sunday was always a fun time. Getting to go out for the end of the year party, everything. It was always a great experience. I love playing darts.
Well, I'm glad you had a great time in the youth program with Oshawa and the Darts Ontario organization. So definitely glad to have you there. Now that you're no longer in the youth program, what are your goals in darts and how will you work towards those goals if you plan on keeping on playing?
Yeah, for me, it was last year was supposed to be my last year in youth darts, but sadly ended up going out to, well, not sadly that I didn't get to play darts for my last year, but amazing experience for me, getting to go out to BC there and living out there for 6 months. But coming back now with COVID, it's kind of hard to find like an adult league to play in. But for sure, I'm definitely going to try and push myself in the adults and see what can come of it for sure.
Well, we have our first zone shoot for adults in November if everything goes well. So we'll see what COVID brings and hopefully cross our fingers that happens.
Yeah.
So who are some of your biggest supporters as you compete?
My biggest supporters, number one, always family. My dad would come out, not always on Sundays. I'd drive out there myself, but he'd come out to all the big tournaments and check them out. My grandparents would come out all the time. I remember you taking pictures of us at nationals there and everything. But yeah, always family was the big one for me. Never sadly got any sponsorships or anything, but
Yeah.
it's the way it goes.
Now, do you play any other sports or did you when you were a youth?
Oh yeah, I was constantly doing other things, playing hockey, snowboarding, everything like that. Everything under the sun. I always tried. Racing motocross was a big one too in the summer. That was always fun for me.
Now, besides sports, what other hobbies do you have?
Which ones? Oh, I like playing guitar. I play guitar a lot. Play guitar and sing. Actually, we're in my guitar room right now. But yeah, other than that, there's not a whole lot.
Well, we've heard you sing on online before and play the guitar, which is great. So hopefully You can keep that hobby up for sure.
Yeah, I will.
Now, do you have a favorite opponent you enjoy playing against? And if there's one player in the world you'd love to play, who and why?
Well, my favorite opponent, as much as I hate to say it, was probably my cousin Colson. We
Yeah,
always had some fun games. There's always a little bit of rivalry going on there, so I'm sure it was fun for other people to watch too. And I mean, if there was one person I could play in the world, it would probably be MVG.
yeah, great player, that's for sure.
Probably get smoked, but
Yeah, like most people.
all in fun.
Now, we're always improving in anything we do in life, and that's why practice is always key. What's the one thing you need to work on to help improve your game of darts?
Oh, for me, it's always like to try and work on either whether it be outs, because with outs you get to practice like anything over 120. I always did. Um, I mean, not very easy, but still, you're trying to work on hitting those triples and the doubles. Most important part of darts, I think. Really working on your fine motor skills and trying to place them in there per se.
It's not as easy as it might look, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, as we wrap this up, any advice you can give to the youth of today to help follow your footsteps?
Number one thing I can say is if you get good at math, you get good at darts. So practice your math. That's a big one. Actually use your darts to practice your math. The more you can remember the board, the easier it is to shoot. So
For
stick
sure,
to
that's some great advice. And thank you so much, Rob, for doing this. And we wish you all the luck in reaching your goals in life or in darts. And hopefully, we see you at some tournaments and provincials next year with the adults.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and you have a great night.
You too.
Right. That was great talking to Rob Taylor of the Oshawa Youth Dart League. Sure miss him playing in our league and, of course, Darts Ontario, as he really made a name for himself playing at the provincials. Make sure you go to our website at www.dartsontario.ca to find out more about our organization. Go to our Facebook page and hit like to get all the recent updates. Are you a current or former player in the youth program of Darts Ontario? Would you like to be on one of our episodes? You can email me at youth@dartsontario.com. This is Shawn Irwin, your Darts Ontario Youth Director, and make sure you check out our next interview on episode 18 of Darts Ontario Let's Talk Darts. Our next guest went to nationals twice as a youth player and won the Canadian Mixed Doubles Championship. Now as an adult, this player has not slowed down. Thank you for watching and see you next time.